Hey guys, Coach Brad here with another tip for your business. And today I'm talking about the Entrepreneurial Ladder. So if you've watched my coaching journey video, you'll notice up the vertical axis it had these different stages that I referred to as the Entrepreneurial Ladder. So what I want to do today is go into a little bit more depth for you about it. And look, this is out of, the Entrepreneurial Ladder is in Brad Sugar's book, Billionaire in Training. Look, to be honest with you, it's probably my favourite Brad Sugar's book. There's two parts to the book. There is the ladder itself, and he talks about the different levels in depth here, and I'm going to give you a quick overview here today. And then the second half of the book is how to buy, build and sell businesses, which is also some incredible information in here as well. So if you haven't got Brad's book in your library, then you need to go and get it. This one is gold. It's probably, as I said, one of my favourite books of all time, and definitely of Brad Sugar. So let's dive into what he covers here in the book. It's really quite important as you go on your entrepreneurial journey, and it's the entrepreneurial ladder that I've called it, but it also can be called your entrepreneurial journey, because this particular philosophy concept here is all about how you think as a business owner. So let's dive in. First of all, you start off as an employee. It's pretty rare that anyone jumps straight to their own business. Generally they have an employee. Now, majority of the population, probably at least 80%, even more, will stay here their entire life, and that's fine. Having a business is only for a very few people who want to really go for it, because if you're a business owner, you know that it's not easy. But the two things about being an employee are, number one, to accumulate capital to go into business, if that's what you've decided to do, and number two is to learn. Learn as much as you can about business while you're down here being paid by someone else, so get paid to learn. Then we go put our first step on the ladder. And the first thing is self-employed. You know, we've been working for someone, we've decided, look, bugger it, I can do this just as good as they can, and I'm working for an idiot, so I'm going to go out into my own business. And it's about the 6-month mark, 12-month mark, maybe you realise that you really are working for an idiot now. Self-employed people, they generally are focused on being in control of absolutely everything. They do everything in their business, and you know, they hold on to it like their baby. It is. Your business is a bit like the childhood growing up, from when it's born to when it becomes a toddler, and so forth and so on. But here in self-employed, the real thing is, it's basically, Brad does the self-employed seesaw. It's chase the work, and then you're doing the work, and then when you've got all the work done, you need to go and chase the work, and it becomes this seesaw of chase and do, chase and do, chase and do. But the thing about self-employed, when you're not doing the chase and do, is also about learning. You need to understand the financials of your business. You need to understand how to advertise. You need to how to understand your cash flow and how to negotiate and all those sorts of things. So there's a lot of learning that happens here. Then you might go on and employ someone. Now you become a manager. You manage your team. And the thing about the manager, it is generally when he starts, he's not real good at recruitment, unless he's got a coach, and we've taught you how to do it, of course, but he'll run round and round in circles putting out other people's fires. And quite often what will happen is you'll go, bugger, it's too hard, I'm going to sack everyone and just go back to self-employed. Or even self-employed people, more often than not, will go, this business thing is way too hard, I'm going to give up, and they go back and become an employee. And you've probably met people like this. But for your manager here, your greatest job here is about learning how to find great people. How do I recruit the best people? And then also, how do I start to let go of control of my business? Because it's like when you take your child to the babysitter for the first time, or take your child to daycare for the first time. It's quite an anxious thing. You don't want to give up control or let it go. And this is the biggest challenge for the manager and for the self-employed to a certain degree, is to let go of control. Superman syndrome kicks in here. Nobody does it as good as me, and I'm the only one who can do it. Or people will say, you know, I'm just going to do it myself. It's just going to be easier if I do it myself. And they keep doing this and keep doing this and keep doing this. They're not systemizing their business. They're not going to break through. That's the glass ceiling that happens at manager. Nobody does it as good as me. There's a Superman ceiling here. If you are able to break through here and start to let go of everything that happens, you're systemizing properly, you're attracting good people, you don't necessarily have to be at your business all the time. You step up to the owner or the leader. Now you're probably free to be able to go out and look at other business opportunities. You're really going to lead your team to where they need to get to. You've probably got a GM down here and you're looking after him, and also you're inspiring your team to go to bigger and greater things. You've got a bigger vision, you're clear on where you're going, you're super motivated, and you're going to do whatever it takes to happen. That's what happens here at the Owner Leader. You may be almost semi-retired. You don't have to go to work all the time. It depends on your personality. But what I find is most real entrepreneurs are so driven that even they'll get here for a little while and then they can't sit still. They need to go on to the next project. The next level up from here is your investor. So now you're completely out of your business. And maybe you're looking around to invest in other businesses. This is where we start to get to true wealth, yeah? So out there looking for new opportunities, either business, real estate, or maybe even stocks and shares if that's for you. Now you're investing in things outside of your business to grow your wealth. The final step up here is the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is like the investor, but instead of the investor going out looking for deals, the entrepreneur, the deals come to you. So we're talking about, Brad Sugars is an entrepreneur, Richard Branson is an entrepreneur, James Packer, entrepreneurs. Deals come to them and they sort what's going on within their business. Now, in terms of the finances, up until this point here, we can draw a line in the sand. Down here, this is what we call active. So you are mostly working to get your money. Above here, we go to passive, where you've got others, you've got leverage, you've got other people who are doing the work for you. Now, if you go back and have a look at the graph I did before on your coaching journey, this is where you start to hit critical mass about this point here, and you start to really take off within your business. So that's the entrepreneurial journey. That's quite interesting if you go back and watch that other video, how the 6 steps tie into this, because mastery generally is about down here, you're learning the basics of business. You go up to manager, you start to focus on niche systems. Up to owner leader, it's about getting great people wanting to come to work for you. And then investor and entrepreneur is about synergy and results. So that's how it all sort of comes together. This is your entrepreneurial journey, your mind journey, what you need to think, how your levels need to change in thinking. Get the book in here. There's some great stories on how you need to think and change as a business owner. Highly recommend it. It will change your life. And if you're looking to buy your first business, great place to start. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm Brad Flynn. If you have any questions, by always get in touch with me.